Hi, it's Sonia from Waves Mindfulness, and this is the last video in the series for NABS. Over the series of videos, we have had a look about what mindfulness is. We've discussed self-compassion, how to manage anxiety, and spoken about mental health and the signs and symptoms that we need to be aware of. This video, we're going to have a look at how we bring mindfulness into everyday lives and how we follow the 7 pillars of mindfulness. So alongside these videos, there's been some audio recordings for you to meditate with. And the first thing is that mindfulness is all about practice. And it can be 5 minutes a day, 28 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day. The key is just to dedicate a small portion of your time to mindful meditation. And you can get other audios from apps or YouTube to progress your practice. But mindfulness isn't just about meditation. It's about being aware in everyday life. We can bring a mindful attitude into most tasks that we do by simply being focused on what we're doing, using our senses, managing thoughts, and being in the present moment, and doing whatever we're doing non-judgmentally and with kindness and compassion. So it can be ironing, for example. So mindfully ironing would be noticing the sounds, the smell of the iron, looking at how the creases part, noticing how the body moves with the action of ironing, and staying focused on what you're doing. 1,000,001 thoughts will come in your mind, but by being mindful, you're going to let those thoughts go and come back to the task at hand. This all kind of builds your focus and attention skills and gets you managing that busy mind better. So aside from meditation, you can bring mindfulness into every activity. When you're going out for a walk, just stop and notice how it feels to walk, the sounds, the air against your skin, and use it as a meditation. We have some little rules, soft rules that we live by in mindfulness. They're called the 7 pillars of mindfulness. And we use them in everyday life, and we also use them in meditation to help us get a better, deeper practice. And in life, we use these rules to help lead a happy and content life. The first rule, the first pillar, is being non-judgmental. So often when we're doing our meditation, our dialogue in our mind is, what am I doing? This is silly. This isn't working. I'm doing this wrong. Everybody can do this better than me. And we're judging ourselves. So stop that kind of chit chatter. Also in everyday life, be less judgmental. We can judge a person within the first 3 seconds of knowing them. And often it turns out that when we get to know them, they're people that we wished we'd brought in sooner. So judgment really limits our opportunities and our experience of things. We have this thing called a beginner's mind, an open mind. Try everything and approach everything as if it's the first time you've approached it. So try and be less judgmental and more open with your experiences. The second rule is patience. So in meditation practice, we can get frustrated when we're learning. Again, wondering when this is going to finish, lacking patience about our journey, trying to give up and throwing the towel in with the meditation because it shouldn't feel the way it should. With meditation, there is a different outcome every time. You don't go into a meditation to feel relaxed. Relaxation is a byproduct of meditation. You go in with the objective of focusing on one thing, using your senses, being mindful, and from that, we have less thoughts, less negative emotion, and a clearer mind. So be patient with your practice. It's a lifetime commitment, and it will take time. Also as well, patience in everyday life. At the moment, we are eager maybe to get back to work, to get life back. And all this does, you know, this lack of patience causes a conflict with ourselves. You know, what will be, will be. All we've got is this present moment. And by wanting things to move faster, looking to the future, wanting things to change, it's just going to lead to more frustration and more stress. The third little rule, the pillar, is acceptance. So acceptance with meditation is accepting that I am feeling angry during this meditation, accepting that I've had this thought, accepting this certain emotion or whatever's coming into the emotion. So we say often that it's really too difficult to let an emotion go. So when you're angry, people say to you, oh, let it go, get over it. That's really hard because you're trying to push away. You're trying to say, I'm not going to be angry. I'm not going to be frustrated. But then you start beating yourself up because you're still frustrated and you're still angry. By letting it be is saying, I'm angry, and that's okay. My emotions are temporary. I'm angry right now. Doesn't mean I have to act out or be angry towards other people, but I can embrace this anger and accept it. And what you find is that you manage it better. You hand yourself over to it, and it goes away a lot quicker. So accept whatever comes to you in a meditation. There's no such thing as a perfect meditation. You sit through it, accept, you know, what is with you is temporary. And it's the same in life as well. Accept whatever negative emotion that you have. It's temporary. It's a guest in your body. Embrace it almost, and you'll find that it leaves pretty quickly. Number 3 is non-striving. So this is really difficult for many of us to do. We always seek perfection. We want to reach our goals. We want to live a certain life or achieve these certain things. And yeah, it's really important, but it's not so great if it then has a negative impact on your life. So in terms of non-striving with meditation, it's very simple. It's back to that, not having any objectives or goals in your meditation. It's simply sitting and being. We are not meditating to feel better. We are not meditating to feel relaxed. We are not meditating to be more spiritual or holier than thou. We simply sit and be and learn about ourselves. And what comes from that sometimes is wonderful awareness and contentment and happiness. In life, especially for those of us working in the corporate world, we are pitted against each other. It's a very competitive environment, and we have to be the best, and we have to perform better, and our next project has to be better and better. In our lives, maybe we want to get this house, we want this car, and it's great to have goals. However, if you aren't living your life because you haven't reached that goal, if you don't love yourself because you haven't reached that goal, then that goal is not worth having. So often we say to ourselves, well, I'm not going to be happy until I've got that promotion, and I'm not going to be happy until I've got that big house. And what a waste of a life if we are down on ourselves and miserable with ourselves for, you know, not having reached our potential yet. How are we going to reach our potential if we're beating ourselves up from not achieving? By non-striving doesn't mean you're a walkover or you're a flop or you haven't got goals. By being non-striving, it means you learn to be happy with where you are in the moment, learn to be grateful for what you have right now, and that contentment helps you become motivated, helps you become productive, and before you know it, you've ended up reaching your goal. Letting go, so is the 5th pillar. So letting go, as I kind of said before, in meditation is letting go of all expectations when it comes to meditation, not clinging on to having a certain experience with meditation, and just letting yourself kind of dive into it, not trying to be perfect with it, just, you know, falling into that meditation and staying with it, and not beating yourself up if it goes wrong or it shouldn't go the way you think it should. In life as well, you know, letting go is really, really important. Handing yourself over, you know, to the world as it is. We can't control it. We can't change it. We can only manage with what is happening now. So the less resistance that we have, the less struggle we have, and the more we become stress-free and just happier day to day by just letting things go, not carrying stress, emotions or bad experiences around with us. The sixth pillar is beginner's mind. So meditation, beginner's mind is really important because, quite frankly, you're meditating and you're focusing on one thing, the breath, sound, body, physical sensations, and it's really boring. It's dull. What we need to do is act as if this is the first time we've ever experienced it. This beginner's mind, this wonder that often little children have. Everything's so exciting to children because they have never experienced before. So children are actually really, really mindful. They want to touch, smell, taste, because it's all brand new to them. So that's what we need to do in meditation. We need to observe our breath as it's the first time we've taken that breath. We need to look at that ironing as if it's the first time we've done it, and be curious. So when we do this, we become more involved, more focused, and more attached to what we're doing. In life, beginner's mind is really, really important, especially as adults. As I said before, children are so mindful. They've got this massive box of things they've yet to explore. As adults, we feel like we've pretty much been there, done that. I know what I like. I know what I'm good at. I know what makes me happy. What that does, though, is just limit your experiences and opportunities. And the more you do that, it limits your happiness. So get out there and try new things. Eat that food that you didn't like as a child. Try that olive. Get on that roller coaster. Challenge those things that you thought you couldn't do or didn't like to do, and go for it with this fresh mind, with this curiosity, and being non-judgmental, not letting your past experiences dictate how you live in the future. The seventh pillar of mindfulness is trust. With meditation, again, we do a lot of people give up meditation because they feel like they should have felt a certain way, or it should be a certain way, and they should have this divine experience. And so they give up. What we need to do is just trust in the process of meditation. We know that it's been around for centuries. We know scientifically it benefits our mental health. So again, it's much like letting ourselves go, fall into it and do it without judgment, and rest assured that what you're doing is proven and it's beneficial. And in life as well, just trust in the process. Trust that everything is going to be okay. Our minds think negatively. It's part of this old school mechanism that we had to help us with survival. Back in caveman days, we had to think negatively to help us survive. We needed to problem solve. We needed to learn to problem solve. We don't need that so much, and we need to let go and learn to trust. If you feel like you want to explore mindfulness further, there are courses that you can do. There are 8-week courses in MBCT, which is for stress, anxiety, and depression. There is MBSR courses for stress reduction. There's mindfulness-based living courses for everyday life. And also you can go on retreat and learn that way, obviously when things go back to normal. But also as well, there's loads of online resources. Lots of people are offering free mindfulness tutorials, and on YouTube and apps you can download mindfulness audios. So now's a really great time to learn a new skill and try mindfulness. After you've been practicing for a little while, you find that you just become instinctively more mindful, and you'll have this ability to check in with yourself when you're not feeling quite right and manage those emotions better. But it is a practice and it does take time, and 8 weeks is about the time that you need to practice to get those long-term changes. But even then, you still have to practice every day. So I hope that you've really enjoyed these videos, and I hope that you're able to use the audios. NABS is on board to help you with your stress and anxiety. And remember that mindfulness is just one element to helping us with our mental health. We need to make sure that we are staying active, healthy, and that, you know, if we are suffering with mental health issues, that we need to be open to getting some help, some therapy and medication. Mindfulness alone won't prevent mental health issues, but it's a great step towards boosting your well-being during this really difficult time. I hope you are all staying safe and well, and hopefully I'll see you for a live masterclass at NABS soon.